and gentlemen, and welcome to the Midweek War! I, of course, am Mad Mike. Y'all know me. And with me is, I hope, someone who's gotten out a little bit of his frustration, the voice of Inspire Pro Wrestling. Eamon, are you doing okay?
Hey, Mike. I'm really glad to be here now. I'm feeling great. How are you feeling?
For those of you who don't watch all of the Midweek War, I highly suggest you watch this week's Midweek War about Impact.
Not going to talk about it. That's the past. We're going to get past that. And let's move forward. Let's move forward to other wrestling. No.
Okay. So moving forward, Eamon, what is your word for NXT this week?
I'm going to cheat. I'm going to say 2 words because
Okay.
I'm in a happy mood. Business cash.
Okay. I like it. My word is going to be conversation.
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 The rainbow pops up and it just says conversation.
Conversation. All right. So, Eamon, what is your good this week?
My good this week goes to the it was technically the main event match, the tag match between Dash and Dawson and Gargano and Ciampa.
Oh, it was so good.
With the surprise upset. I really like that Gargano and Ciampa won. And
it's not just that they won, it's how they won.
Yeah, I love that finish.
Yeah.
That finish was really good. That basically, for those that didn't see, it's a superplex off the top rope, but Gargano hooks the pin, basically. Like, the suplex was on Gargano, but he hooks, I think, Dash for the pin. It's amazing. And it gives Gargano and Ciampa, like, a good little win. And to me, I don't think it hurts Dash and Dawson at all. Like, I think it helps more with this program with American Alpha going into TakeOver because they're coming in, like, a bit overconfident. Because they were like, we were the best tag team in NXT for months and months and months, and nobody could beat us. And that was true. But the first time American Alpha was in the ring with them, they beat them. And they're still on this, like, well, we're still amazing and we're still the best. So to get beat by Gargano and Ciampa was, like, the perfect, like...
Yeah, and if anything, it just helps the tag division.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, and plus it gives, because if Gargano and if Dash and Dawson just won going into TakeOver, we're like, oh, they're losing. But they lost.
Yeah.
That, I don't know about you, that puts the seed out in my head.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to do picks later. That gives me pause.
Yeah, and like you said, also, like, it just allows Gargano and Ciampa to continue momentum. Like, they beat the new tag team in TMDK, and now they beat the former tag team champion. So now they're really building. They're not just like, if they would have lost this match, it would have kind of killed their momentum a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I kind of want to see, like, a 4-way tag match with TM61, Gargano and Ciampa, the Revival, and the Champs.
American Alpha. Oh yeah.
That would be so much fun.
That would be really good. Like, I also want to give a big credit from the actual match to Scott Dawson, who became my favorite fucking wrestler in the world by doing the Arn Anderson fake out DDT.
Mm-hmm.
The whole, I'm going to punch you, the opponent ducks and grabs on the DDT. And the crowd popped because they knew. And I was like, that's fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell they actually studied, like, old school tag teams.
Well, I mean, especially the fucking Andersons.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they are trying to be Arn and Ole, or at least Arn and Tully.
So why not go full length with it? Yeah, I think it's perfect. Like, I don't know. Once he did that, I'm like, he's kind of my favorite. Like, I really enjoyed him, and he kind of I don't know much about Dash Wild's section of the promo in the opening, but, like, Scott Dawson did a really good job of kind of selling the match, I felt.
I love that whole promo. I loved that whole, like telling Gargano and Ciampa to go back to bingo halls. Like, what was the phrase they used? Like, like, big player, like,
yeah, kind of like, yeah, just the fact that they are, you know,
like main spot guys or something like that.
Yeah, main spot guys, kind of. They didn't say enhancement, but, like, there are, like, guys that are like, oh, they call them good hands.
Yeah, they call them good hands, and then Oh God, it's bothering me that I can't think of it. Here, you talk. I'm gonna go look it up for a second.
Yeah, but no, it was great. I really enjoyed the whole program, and it, like you said, it gives more stuff to the tag division going forward, and it doesn't just leave a void. Like once the match or takeover happens, like there's stuff you could go further from this. And I love American Alpha coming in at the end. I thought that was really good as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it's nice that like American Alpha didn't necessarily need to save Gargano and Ciampa, but they did want to prevent Ciampa from getting his leg busted, like what happened to Big Cass.
Yeah. I thought that was nice. They didn't like. They only did it because they thought it was going too far, and that's kind of cool. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it.
Damn it, it's true.
We'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
But
yeah, all right. So my good for this week is the conversation that, and I know it goes right back to my word, the sit down with Joe and Balor.
That was really good.
Oh my
Joe
God.
Comes off like such a prick.
Yeah.
Just some of his reactions would sound like were so childish, like him being like, "Oh yeah, Balor, that's how it goes." Okay, all right. Like some of his stuff was like I liked it because it was different. You know what I mean? It really kind of provided a different side of Samoa Joe, other than I'm a badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like the best part is that Joe is about half right and half completely off his gourd.
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite thing about it. Like if you listen to the first part where he's like, "Hey, listen, we tagged together. You said you'd give me a match, and I said I wanted a match. You said you'd give me one, and Regal said no." But then that's where it like flips because I don't know. It's just so much fun.
But Joe's done that as well too. Is like he said that Balor doesn't deserve another shot and stuff like that. But like I think it does. Like I said, it does a good amount of job of giving some complexity to Joe's character. And I think it was a great promo by Balor as well. Like, you know, tying in his full story. Like I love the part where Corey Graves like brings up the whole idea of like you're somebody that could make it. We could see main eventing WrestleMania. Do you want to risk your livelihood in a match like this? And he's like, I'm not thinking about this. I'm not thinking about Mania. I'm not thinking about the future. I'm just thinking about that title. And I think that was a cool way to make it seem like Balor really wants to get that belt back, and the possibility that he could be the first two-time champion of anything in NXT. Because that's the thing you kind of get in NXT is that when somebody loses a belt, it's like, okay, they'll leave eventually.
Yeah. Like, and especially with everyone talking about the Bullet Club and everything, they kind of needed this to diffuse it.
Yeah.
Like they really did. Like, and just it was so good, so good. Oh man, just really, I loved the conversation so much. And Joe is still doing some of his best stuff.
Yeah.
He's doing some of his best work right now, and I am actively excited to see this cage match because it's the first cage match in NXT.
Yeah,
like that's a big thing.
I also love that Balor mentioned that he was also in the first ladder match in NXT. Like I think that that's a cool kind of thing that he'll have going for him. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Eamon.
I know that wasn't the first. Well, sorry, he said that was his first ever ladder match because it wasn't. The first. But yeah, basically.
All right. So Eamon, not every show is perfect, as we know. Oh, top guys. That's what Dash and Dawson called themselves. Top guys. They said they're like, we have top guy business to do. That I was trying to think of it like for the longest time. That's why I was calling. But yes. But Eamon, what was your bad this week?
My bad for this week is gonna go to the Austin Aries Elias Sampson match. Just from not from the performers necessarily. Just we kind of talked about it with Impact. Like I don't think it was a smart match to put together.
Okay.
Because you have somebody the crowd does not like in Elias Sampson against somebody who's supposed to be leaning towards heel in this feud with Nakamura. So I don't think the crowd really knew how to react properly. How they reacted was they just booed the shit out of Elias Sampson.
You mean Aries, right? Aries leaning toward heel. You said Nakamura.
Yeah. That's what I meant. In the program with Nakamura.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think they could have put him against somebody else.
It didn't really help either guy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It didn't. Like, because Elias kind of needs all the help he can get at this point.
And not to knock Logan Chulo at all, because like you said, he's a friend of the show, so we do, want the best for him, obviously. I also felt there was something off about the actual match.
Yeah, I think it's just they have an idea of what they want to do with him, but they're not ready to do it yet.
Like he screamed at one point. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he's kind of like in the Apollo Crews area, where like we have something, but it's not fully fleshed out yet. So we're just gonna keep giving you matches.
But the thing is that's true. The thing is, Apollo Crews can still survive off that.
That's because he's a face.
Well, because he's a face, but also he doesn't have a distinct I'm this personality kind of gimmick.
That's true.
And because Elias is this way, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure I'll get my bad this week. Buddy Murphy.
He's got his first name again.
Yeah. And his first name's Buddy.
It is Buddy.
Hey, Buddy. What are we doing?
I thought it was fine. I liked it because it gave Ty Dillinger a win.
This is true. I will accept that, especially since Ty Dillinger is probably going to get a loss at the pay-per-view. Because I don't know what we're doing with Ty Dillinger either.
I mean, I think they're confident in Ty Dillinger. I think they do want him to be kind of a more focal point of NXT. And I think they got to slow build him a bit. I do think, because he can't beat
But I mean,
I'm trying to think of another example of a guy, but he can't,
It's like, I don't think he should be calling himself a perfect 10 when this is the first win he's gotten since his new entrance?
Not true. He beat Alex Riley.
The first win he's got? I don't count Alex Riley for anything.
Well, but seriously, okay, he beat Alex Riley. He had the really good match with Austin Aries and put in a good show.
Yeah.
Match. And this one here, I do think they're slowly going to give him more. I like how they set up the match. They didn't set up on the TV show, but on Twitter they kind of said with him and William Regal, him kind of pleading to Regal, being I've been working really hard. I've been trying to get better. I've been trying to make a name for myself. Just give me one chance to make a name for myself. This isn't just, Andrade needs an opponent. Let's just give him Ty Dillinger. They actually kind of tried to make a little bit of something out of it with him and Regal.
Yeah, that's fair. But all right. But I mean, Ty Dillinger is going to be fine. But Buddy Murphy.
Well, the gimmick is for as of now. What's he going to do without Blake and Alexa?
And clearly, the answer is just lose and be called Buddy.
I don't know. All I know is I hope we get real life Cowboy Wesley Blake again. That's all I care about.
All right. Eamon, do you have a change this week?
My change for this week, I would have made actually no, probably that's I was going to say make this contract signing a bit longer, but actually probably not. It was probably a fine enough length. God, I don't know. I'm trying to think what else happened on this big show, other than they covered pretty much. I was trying to think if they didn't cover anything for Takeover, but they pretty much did.
Well, what I would have done differently, I don't think I would have had Nia powerbomb Asuka.
Really, I actually kind of like that.
For effect, it looked really good, but I think the biggest thing is that Nia doesn't back down from Asuka. Not necessarily that she's overpowering. We can see she's overpowering. I think if Asuka went for a kick or something like that and Nia didn't go down. Because Asuka was the aggressor in that, and it kind of made her look not like dickish a little bit.
Made
Because
Asuka look dickish?
yeah,
Well, she kind of is. Well, she's
yeah,
not dickish, but like her character is very much like I don't give a shit. Like that's her like at least that was her character, especially when she was in Japan as well. Like that's kind of carried over. Like she has this kind of attitude about herself where she's like, I know I'm a fucking killer, and I'm
yeah, but we haven't seen that in NXT yet. Like especially when she was dealing with like Emma and Dana, she was always the kind of one that would like tease something or maybe just throw a kick or something like that. But like I think it would have been a better show of strength for Nia if she just didn't back down, not necessarily over like exerting herself on Asuka.
But you don't think like I mean I think she should this show dickish tendency like some of those backstage promos where she would mock Emma and Dana after kicking their heads off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I just see that as kind of rubbing it in, not necessarily that she would act like if there was a contract signed between Asuka and Emma, she wouldn't just go and try and kick Emma's head off. You know what I mean?
But I think Nia kind of Asuka shoved her first, but Nia kind of provoked it first, almost in a way. You know what I mean? Like it's a case of two people who think they're the toughest, trying to prove how tough they are. And we see that a lot with male wrestlers. I don't think we've seen that a lot with women, where it's not like more of like a being sassy kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess I see your point. I don't know. It seemed off. It seemed off. Like she wasn't even provoked.
I don't know. I think she was a bit. I just liked it when I just like Nia getting that powerbomb in because I think it asserts that Nia does have the power advantage and puts Asuka in a almost kind of how is she going to be able to beat her role, which I think is smart with Asuka being the babyface.
Yeah, but I mean, we kind of did that already with Bayley. Like, I don't think we need to re-illustrate that point.
I don't think so because I think with Bayley, Asuka was brought in as she's the superior almost in a way. Like I know Bayley was the champion, but it was going to be like Bayley's got an uphill climb.
Okay.
I think this is them doing that, but with Asuka being in that role that Bayley was.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, it just rubbed me a wrong way a little bit. Because like a lot of WWE faces, they are the provokees. The provokers, not the provokees. And I hate that. Because if you're a face, you shouldn't be a provokee. You should be the one being provoked. And you can get your ass kicked after being provoked and retaliating, but you shouldn't be the one starting shit.
Well, in fairness, weren't Gargano and Ciampa a bit of the provokees in that opener?
But there was no physical altercation.
No, there was. Because remember, they went back, like, Dash and Dawson were leaving, and then they kind of said something to them and to get them to come back into the ring, and they fought a bit.
Okay, but I mean, WWE does this too much with their faces.
I think it can only. I agree with you with that, but I think it's a case of it should only be there for some faces.
And plus, Gargano and Ciampa have always been kind of like the only reason they're faces is because the Full Sail crowd loves them. They haven't done anything especially facey or heely.
That's right. I don't know. I just feel like Asuka's character allows her to be that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just they haven't really put her up against someone like Nia where she could do something like that. Right. And it's not like Nia and Asuka have had this blood feud going, too. They've barely interacted with each other.
They've hinted at stuff, but they've never... Like, they hinted at stuff back in London.
Yeah.
But, like, this is the first time they've really kind of gone for... I don't even think they've been in tags.
No. No, they were. They were in one. It was Nia and Eva against Bayley and Asuka.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I don't think they touched much.
Yeah, I don't think they touched at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is smart.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and see that's another thing. Like showing Nia powerbombing Asuka, I'm like, okay, you kind of gave that away a little bit. Like, I was already excited for the match, like just based on the stare down, and then the promos they were cutting. I don't think you needed the physicality to it, because again, it's another contract signing that degenerates into physicality.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So Eamon, where would you rank NXT this week? It was a pretty good show.
It was a really good show. It makes me excited for Takeover. NXT is number 2 this week.
Alrighty.
Out of 2, because I don't count that third show. We already went into that.
All right. NXT for me is number 2. It was a really good week. Definitely great go home show.
Yeah.
Great go home show. We're gonna do our predictions in a minute before we sign off. And I really like this week's NXT. Okay, so Eamon.
It's the end, Mike.
The end is here.
Why isn't that the theme song?
Yeah, I don't know why either, because
Bring that shit.
I'm a mark for that song.
Don't they have they gotta still have the rights to that.
Yeah, because I think Jim Johnson wrote that.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love Baby Metal. But
Yes. The game is over. Yeah, I love that song. All right. So, Eamon, for Takeover the End, we have 5 matches to call, sir.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, we're going to go with Andrade Cien Almas. Got to shorten that name. Versus Ty Dillinger.
I think the instinct is to go with Andrade. I could definitely see them going with Andrade. I'll say him. I do have a hope that it could be Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, I'm going Andrade.
Side note, thank you, Ty Dillinger, for getting a new finisher.
Yes.
Because your old one sucked, and this one's much better.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good. We neglected to mention that, but yeah, absolutely.
He kind of sets it up the same way when he pulls down the knee pad, and as soon as he did that, I'm like, oh fuck, we're gonna see that shitty finish. And then he did that one. I was like, oh, good on you, Ty.
Alrighty, so we both have Andrade. The next match, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Austin Aries.
Feels
What do you
like
have, Eamon?
Again, I think this could go either way. I think Nakamura is the way to go. I don't see how. I don't know if I feel like a loss would hurt him more than it would hurt Aries. Because if Aries gets a loss, he can just sell that more of that kind of disgruntledness about him.
Okay, all right. I'm saying Aries cheats to win.
That too.
I'm saying Aries cheats to win because if Aries cheats, it firmly establishes him as heel, and Nakamura doesn't look bad because Aries cheated.
Yeah,
like I can very much see like a low blow and then, like just the 450 or the last chancery or whatever. Like maybe not the last chancery because they don't want him to tap out, but
because also I can see them maybe extending this program a bit more.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because I say that, but also like I don't know who would challenge the champion next, but like I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. I might have an idea.
Okay.
I might have an idea. Okay, so the next match we have is the one we were just talking about: Asuka, the women's champion, versus Nia Jax.
Ooh, this one's tough. I want to say Nia. I feel like you kind of have to give it to Nia after she lost to Bayley in London.
Okay. I'm gonna say that Nia wins the match, but not the championship.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Because I think
I don't mind that, but as I'm trying to think of how the crowd would react to that, I'd be like, oh, that'd be.
I think it depends on how you do it. Like you can have, because I think these two are primed for a gimmick match, like a street fight or a no DQ match or something of that nature. Maybe. I think these two have the kind of style that can pull it off. You couldn't really do it with Bayley and Sasha because they're like technical. You couldn't really do it with Bayley and Asuka, but Asuka and Nia, very hard hitting styles. I think it's primed for a rematch already, and I think Nia gets the win, but without getting the belt.
Okay.
Alrighty. So we go to the Tag Team Championship, the rematch. American Alpha versus the Revival.
Alpha takes it. I don't see them taking the belts off Alpha. I love the Revival, and this will be a great match, but I don't know if they'll take the belts off them.
Yeah, I think American Alpha's riding too high to have it taken off them.
Yeah, definitely.
Even though we basically haven't seen them in a month, but still,
They had a
They're
match.
American.
They had a match at some point, I think.
Yeah, but I mean NXT. This is the thing that NXT does, where they don't have their champions wrestle,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. It's very old school, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it works, and also it helps and it hurts.
Yes,
because it makes the big title matches feel bigger, but also sometimes you kind of want to see them wrestle a bit more. But
yeah, but American Alpha's gonna take it. I don't think we're gonna see a 2-time tag champ anytime soon.
I'd be surprised. Some people were saying that they may tease adding Gargano and Ciampa into the match. I don't think they should. I think they should hold off.
That would be a fun twist.
I think because I like the idea of like, yeah, Gargano and Ciampa won, but the Revival still gets their contractual rematch.
Yeah, but then you can have like American Alpha pin Gargano or Ciampa, and you can still, like, the Revival can say, hey, we were never pinned. We were supposed to get our rematch, you know. You can keep it going.
You could do that. I also think it'd be a good idea to maybe do, after this match, do a bit more stuff with Revival and Gargano and Ciampa, leading to maybe a tag title match with Gargano, Ciampa, and American Alpha.
Mm-hmm.
Which we've already seen those two teams wrestle before, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you can't really go wrong in the NXT tag team scene right now.
Basically.
You can't. All right, and last match, we got the main event. First ever steel cage. The champion Samoa Joe against the challenger Finn Balor. First question before we pick a winner. Do we see the demon?
Probably. I think we will.
Okay. All right. So who do you got, Eamon?
I'll be safe and go Joe.
So you think the demon's gonna lose?
I do think he'll finally lose. I think it'd be kind of weird if, like, I like the idea of Balor being the first ever 2-time champion.
Mm-hmm.
Because it does feel like Balor and NXT are kind of intrinsically linked more than anyone else on NXT.
Okay.
However, I do think it'd be kind of crappy to just drop the belt to Joe at the house show, just to have Joe drop it back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that also kind of extends this feud if it's going to be the end. I think if it's going to be the end, Joe has to win.
All right. Eamon, I think we're going to see Finn Balor as not the demon in this match.
Is he going to do a Matt Hardy cosplay?
No. I think Samoa Joe is going to win with help from Hideo Itami.
That could work too.
Because we've still never identified the person who attacked Hideo Itami. And I'm not saying it's Finn Balor. I'm saying it's the demon.
We mentioned this multiple times before on the show.
Mm-hmm, I know, and this is me fantasy booking. I fully admit that.
Oh, it's fantasy booking, but it also makes perfect sense.
Yes, especially because they've been running promos that saying the demon is taking control.
Yeah.
Like and honestly, he could still come out as the demon, and if Itami costs him the loss, that doesn't really hurt the mystique of the demon.
Yeah.
And I think this is where Itami comes back, and it seems primed for it, because then Joe
right
still say he got his win over Balor, but if we wanted to continue it,
we could. So you're saying like they could continue it on? Because my question after that was going to be who would Joe face next, but you're saying like they may do like a continuation thing. I think
because then we could do like a mini Balor versus Itami feud. And Itami could be the one that gets rid of Balor before Balor goes up to the main roster.
They go into Joe Itami.
Yep.
That would make sense. I think that could be good. And Samoa Joe Kenta is like a fucking made match. Like that's happened in 2005 and it was fucking amazing. So
absolutely.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go, because they, like, I've heard rumblings that Itami's like almost ready to come back, and I think
finally.
Yeah, I think this is the time.
It's been over a year. That's fucking crazy.
It has been. and a lot has changed in NXT since then.
Yeah.
Pretty much almost the entire roster, the entire main event roster, has had a turnover since Tommy was injured. I think the only one still there is Balor.
I hope he can make. I hope he won't get hurt by the fact that he's been out for so long. You know what I mean?
We could also say that Joe was the one who attacked him because wasn't that the same night Joe debuted?
Yeah, it was the same night Joe debuted.
So there you go.
I just think Balor makes more sense because it was also he was supposed to fight Tommy and Breeze in that number 1 contenders match.
Yeah, Balor makes more sense, but you could have Joe do it and then just have Joe beat Balor clean, or however you would win a cage match. And
then set up the Tommy thing.
Yeah. Like, and Joe could be celebrating, or he could go for like a beatdown of Balor after the match, and Tommy makes the save.
I love that this is, side note, I love that this is almost kind of like the modern version of like Who Ran Over Stone Cold Steve Austin.
If Rikishi did it for The Rock, I'm going to be very upset.
Well, Samoa Joe is Samoan.
Oh, God damn it.
I did it for Finn Balor. I did it
for the demon.
Oh, he helps. That's when he implies like how much he helped, because he's implied how much he's helped Finn, like with the Dusty Classic and stuff like that. He implying me like I helped you win the fucking belt.
Well, you have to remember, Finn was injured for a lot of the tournament, so he's not wrong on that.
Yeah, but I mean, like to extend that to the fact being like, say if Joe was the one that cost that took out of Tommy, like him.
Oh, okay, I see.
Like him being to Balor, like if I didn't take him out, you wouldn't have never won that match. You would.
Oh, that's really good too. And like Joe, but Joe, why did you attack at Tommy? He and I have had history. Saw an opportunity.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even have to explain. He's just like, I'm a dick.
He's a piece of shit. Like
yeah. Like I'm a dick. That's what dicks do. Plus, I saw him as an obstacle to me going after whoever won the NXT title that night.
I really love that idea a lot. Either way would be perfect. I think, yeah.
Basically, we're both thinking that this cage match doesn't end clean somehow.
Somehow,
some way.
A cage match on a show that's called The End.
Yeah, because we don't know what it's the end of.
I love that you mentioned there's like 3 unclean finishes on this week's Takeover.
You know, because honestly, I'm looking at this card, and I could be like, oh, Joe, like all the champions retain, Nakamura beats Aries, and Andrade wins his debut.
I think
that seems boring.
Yeah.
That seems boring to me. So I'm hoping for something to spice it up.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing I just said, that's probably what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But let's have a little fun. Let's have a little fun. Aries cheats, Nia wins but doesn't get the belt. Like, you can be a little creative with this. It's NXT, damn it.
Yeah.
This isn't Backlash. We're not good enough to predict Backlash.
I thought we were talking about Armageddon.
Yeah. No, that was the last show. All right, Eamon, where can the good people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter at Eamon2, please, and also check out the wrestling promotion I'm involved with, which is Inspire Pro Wrestling over at InspireProWrestling.com.
All right, you can find me at MadMike4883 on the Twitter machine. Also, join our Facebook group. Look up Wrestling Mayhem Show on Facebook, and you can join in our conversation. Find out why Eamon was so mad about Impact if you don't watch it. He's still heated about it. It's amazing to hear his rant. It's fantastic. Alrighty, so for Eamon Paton, I'm Mad Mike, and this has been your Midweek